Welcome to Geek Fandom Media. I am your host, Chris, and boy, do we have so many juicy details to talk about with DC Studios. Now, you guys remember a couple of days ago, Grace Randolph and the entire internet were spewing, oh, there's going to be a big announcement. So many big things are going to be coming out for DC Studios this week. Well, apparently it was just a small press screening event or whatever, and James Gunn and Peter Safran wanted to go over a couple of things, giving updates about certain projects and, where the studio is headed. So it was nothing major. A lot of people were thinking, oh my God, there's going to be a Zack Snyder announcement. Him and James Gunn took a photo together. That didn't happen, you guys. So it's a small press event, and James Gunn and Peter Safran gave some details and some updates about the future of DC Studios. And boy, you guys, we got some good tidbits in this article. I am so fascinated to go over this stuff with you guys and know what you guys' personal approach and opinions are about some of the decision makings being made at DC Studios and how it would differ if you guys are running the studio. I mean, it's an incredible responsibility being co-CEO. So James Gunn is still fairly new at this. He's going to make mistakes. There are going to be step backs. Hell, in this article, you guys, there are certain projects they're having some trouble, which we will go over. So let's jump into it, you guys. The release schedule that they plan to do yearly at DC Studios. This is interesting. They plan to release 2 live-action films a year, 1 animated feature, 2 live-action series, and 1 animated movie. Now, that seems a little bit like overkill to me. And I go back to the Marvel Cinematic Universe and their big mistakes that Bob Chickpea really pushed on Kevin Feige after the Multiverse Saga and the whole Disney Plus streaming service. Give me quantity over quality. That is an issue. I don't need 6 DC projects a year. Now, granted, I'm not saying that the quality is going to be garbage. I'm not saying that. It just seems like a bit overkill to have 6 a year. I'm more of the guy of like, okay, I'll do 2 movies, 1 live action series, and probably 1, animated series on Max. 4. That seems reasonable, but 6 is a lot. And then you have to talk about continuity and canon and do we have to watch this to tie into that? I don't mind doing that, but certain fans don't want to watch everything. There were some people who walked into Captain America Brave New World. So I knew, Sam was getting the shield at the end of Avengers Endgame, but when did he become Captain America? Oh, Falcon and the Winter Soldier? I never watched that. What is that? There's that issue that you're going to run into. Now, I know James Gunn is not big on doing, having everything so canon and, connected and tied into each other. Completely fine with that. Understand it, cool, whatever. I am just a little worried that this is a tad bit too much. And like I said, he's still fairly new to being co-CEO of a brand new studio. So you're going to make these mistakes. You're going to run into all these problems and issues. And do I think that this will come to fruition? No, absolutely not. 6? No, not going to happen. Because things happen in life. Schedules happen. Things just happen. Things never go according to plan, you guys. Speaking of a man who turns 34 this year, there's always something that comes up and happens. It's a part of life. I mean, we'll dive into that later. I wanted to jump into something. I wanted to segue into something, but we're going to jump into that a little bit later. But it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this. And a lot of people do feel the way I do. It's a tad bit overkill, you guys. So, moving on to the next one, Matt Reeves. We got a little bit of an update. So, Matt Reeves hasn't turned in the full script for the Batman Part 2 yet. But, Robert Pattinson's been talking about, they start shooting at the end of the year. Peter Safran said that from what they've read of the script, it's incredibly encouraging. So, no doubt in my mind, I think Matt Reeves is going to deliver a phenomenal sequel to the Batman. It's taking quite a bit of time to write this script. Let him cook. I understand. 2027 is still so far away, you guys. Matt Reeves is cooking up something big at, his corner of the DC universe. James Gunn also confirmed, here it is, you guys, it's the big one. Robert Pattinson's Batman will not be a part of his DCU's Batman, which a lot of fans are speculating on. A lot of fans are talking about, will it happen? How will it happen? When will it happen? It's not happening. So that means we're going to have 2 different live-action Batmans going at once. How do you guys feel about that? That could bring up so many issues. At first, I didn't like it. I'm always flip-flopping on the idea. Always. So I just hope it really, truly works out for DC to have two versions of Batman going at the same time. It can be a little confusing to the outside fan base who doesn't know much about, the Elseworld story. They're going to think that Robert Pattinson's Batman's going to show up, in Superman eventually. And, I totally get that. They're not informative like us geeks are who love this stuff, who inject this stuff into our veins. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens and who he does cast for Batman Brave and the Bold. But fingers crossed, everything does work out. Now, we have some newly active projects over at DC that have been greenlit, that are in early development. We'll start with animation first. So, My Adventures with Green Lantern is officially going to go. Superpowers, which will feature a full roster of heroes. Also, Starfire is getting her own animated series for DC Studios. 3 of them. And then film-wise, you have Teen Titans, which was rumored a couple of months ago that was in early development at DC Studios. So 4 new projects at DC Studios that are in early active development. And then James Gunn says, this is interesting. This is the big one. He knows what the next 6 years are. He knows what the plans are. He has a basic concept and an idea of where they want to go. Kind of hinting that they'll ultimately, do an Avengers-like threat or future project at the very end. There are no details given, but it's pretty obvious. The Justice League, come on now. If you're doing all these films and you don't form or create a version of the Justice League, then what the hell are we doing? What are we doing? If this does not lead to the Justice League, then I don't want to hear it. The Justice League have to form or appear by this end of his 6-mark year, whatever that James Gunn wants to do. It has to. You have to lead to a bigger picture. And I'm pretty sure fans like myself want to see a Justice League again with this brand new rebooted universe leading the way of David Cornsweet's Superman. I want to see it. That would be quite fascinating to me. I just hope it's done right. And to be honest with you, I don't really know what James Gunn's contract is with DC Studios. Can you imagine it's only 6 years, and things don't go the way he wants them to go and he steps down. It's a possibility. Like I said, you guys, life happens. Anything could happen. Look at the MCU right now. They were the juggernaut for the first 10 years of the MCU, the Infinity Saga. And now they're kind of, on the back burner and things are happening. Fans aren't supporting. Fans aren't showing up. Captain America Brave New World probably won't even make $400 million at the box office, you guys. Things can turn astray very fast, especially in the year 2025, you guys. We are in such a different time. Moving on, you guys. The following projects have had problems in development. This is interesting. So the Waller series has had some issues. Still haven't cracked the scripts yet. They're struggling with the story. And I knew this was going to happen with Waller. As a fascinating character she is, does she need her own series? I don't think so. She works well as a supporting character. She's your Nick Fury. They used her fantastically well in, the Suicide Squad. For the amount of time she was in, the Creature Commando series, that's how you use Amanda Waller. You don't have her be the main central focus of your actual story. So who knows if that's ever going to get off the ground. Booster Gold, apparently the showrunner almost joined but lost interest. Maybe that was So we're going to have Chris Pratt as Booster Gold. Oh, really? Well, I'm no longer interested in it. We all know that James Gunn and Chris Pratt are, so close to each other with the Guardians of the Galaxy films as, Peter Quill, Star-Lord. I don't know what's happening with Booster Gold, but if, the showrunner lost interest in the series, maybe it's not that good. Interesting. The Authority. The script has had a harder time coming along for the Authority. Well, it's a massive ensemble group. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot. So who knows what's happening if that will get off the ground. James Mangold's Swamp Thing is on hold until James Mangold is ready to return to the project. I know he just directed, Timothy Chalamet in the Complete Unknown film, the Bob Dylan biopic or whatever. And I know he's busy with Star Wars. Not everything will go according to plan, you guys. All of these were announced at the very start of the DC studios. What, 2 years ago? And that's 4 projects that they're struggling with right now. Things are going to happen. Things are going to come up. It is not easy adapting quality comic book source material into live action versions. It's a struggle. It's hard. And you don't want to put out any old random project, even if the script isn't complete. I always go back to Marvel. Don't do what Marvel does. Oh, the script is weak. Let's still shoot it. Oh, we're having problems. Let's reshoot some more. Oh, the film came out. Oh man, absolutely terrible. James Gunn doesn't want to go in that direction. And I'm completely 110% behind that. If the scripts aren't ready to go and they're on par with the quality that what they want to put out, then don't do it. Delay it 6 months to a year if you have to, but have it come out when it's ready. That's what I'll say about that. James Gunn he's editing down the official trailer for Superman, and it could release relatively soon, which is exciting. You guys, best believe I'm going to be doing my trailer reaction for Superman. I cannot wait. That teaser trailer was a banger. The music, the score, the cinematography, everything. Crypto showing up to save Superman, the Kent Farm, Lex, Lois, the Daily Planet. Everything was perfection, you guys. So whenever that official trailer drops, it is going to be ginormous, and it's going to break the internet again. It's going to break all kinds of records, because now it's going to be an official trailer with dialogue, which I'm really, really interested in. Nicholas Hoult, Lex Luthor, boy, do you have some shoes to fill. Michael Rosenbaum has set the bar, but no doubt in my mind, Nicholas Hoult can deliver, you guys. I'm super excited about that. And to close out the video, you guys, Batman Brave and the Bold. So James Gunn is working closely with the writers for Batman Brave and the Bold. And he understands and he knows how much he loves Batman. So they have to get this right. And apparently, Andy Muschietti is not involved in the development, but the script will be shown to him after completion, which will lead to the final decision on who will direct the film. Let's take a moment of silence for Andy Muschietti, because this makes no sense. How is he not involved with anything for Batman Brave and the Bold, but he's attached to direct Batman Brave and the Bold? So now it leaves you thinking. Everything he's kind of stated, bless you, saying, oh, I haven't spoken to James and this, such, that, I don't know what's happening with that. Him giving all kind of details with not really being in the loop. And how is a director not involved with his own project? Bless you. Makes no sense. So do I believe Andy Muschietti will officially direct Batman Brave and the Bold? No, I don't. After the bomb of The Flash, I don't think it happens. Honestly. And I'm not mad at it. Not saying he's a bad director, but I want somebody new for Batman Brave and the Bold. I saw what he was able to do with the Flash film. Wasn't impressed. Zack Snyder. Possibility. I don't know. No, that's too much. No, Zack Snyder would not come and direct Batman Brave and the Bold. That would be wild. Especially, actually, you know what? It is an older version of Batman. He did that with Ben Affleck. He has a son, Damon. It could possibly work. Who knows, you guys? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about all these massive, juicy, big updates and details about DC Studios. Where do you see the future leading to for the 6-year run James Gunn has stored in his mind? Would you guys like to see an event like Avengers for the Justice League? Post your comments down below. And of course, thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching Geek Fandom Media. Peace.